Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and it's been a minute since I've actually made a full-on video inside this room. It's just mainly because the most time I recorded's been like at midnight, and I'm just downstairs at the time. But I'm actually in my room today, so yes, yes. And we had one of the better games of the playoffs just happened today. Nuggets versus Timberwolves. This series got to go seven. This series has too much potential. This game was too good for it not to go 7 games, I would say. But you had series before that were like I remember like 2 years ago it was the Boston versus Brooklyn series that was like really hyped up, 2 versus 7, had a great game one, and then the Celtics ended up sweeping it. I I don't like series like that have happened that it was supposed to be build up great, have a close game in game one, home team wins, and then they end up just dominating for the rest of it. That happens. But in this situation, it was very different. Whenever because the Timberwolves have won game one, not the home team. The Timberwolves have won game one. Just last year, like the Nuggets versus Lakers, supposed to be a great series. It was a fun series, but then the Lakers lost every single game because you have to win that game one. When you have the opportunity to win the game one on the road, you have to take advantage, and that's what they did. That's what happens to a lot of teams. Whenever you have that game one, the feel out period of both teams, you have to take advantage. Because at bare minimum, if you just win one of your next 2 home games, you have a 2-2 series heading to game 5, which is manageable to go either way. You're back, you pretty much reset the series in some realms. But today, Anthony Edwards showed out amazingly. 43 points, back-to-back 40-point games. First time someone's done that at the age of 22 or younger since Kobe. Since Kobe Bean Bryant. And we already know how good he was. This guy has the potential to become that good. Anthony Edwards is just him. He is that guy right now for the Timberwolves, and he is arguably coming the face of the league because he's very I think he's very marketable. He's very fun to watch. His play is unmatched. His shot ability is incredible. His team's winning. He's making Minnesota watchable, which is something that's not been able to be said in the past 15, 20 years, pretty much my entire lifetime. So he's done a very, very good job. And he kept the team he kept the team within reach of actually winning this game in the first half. They might look at this, okay, they got up 18-4 in the first half, right? First quarter, I should say, against the Nuggets. 15 of those points were Anthony Edwards. It wasn't like it was a full-on team effort. It was Anthony Edwards in the first half completely. 25 points in the first half. This team didn't even reach 50. So it was not, I think it was 40-44. Yeah, he scored more than half his team's points and it was not close in the first half. Second half was a different story. Karl-Anthony Towns showed up well in the third quarter, and then Naz Reid just went crazy. Naz Reid was hitting stuff. He was dunking, put back dunks, getting and ones. He was doing everything. And then Towns had a really good third quarter. But when you needed the game on the line, the game was on the line, you went to one guy specifically, and that was Anthony Edwards. Another thing I thought was interesting, Jamal Murray did not score for the first half. First time in his career he's ever done that for a playoff game. First time in a playoff game that Jamal Murray's not scored in a half. Very interesting to see that. Went 0 for 5, 0 for 6 in the first half. Very weird to see. It's very unusual. He's realized he's not playing the Lakers, so I guess he's got to take a step back. I guess that's the only logical response to that. I don't even know. Gobert might not show crazy on the stat sheet, but he did a good job guarding Jokic, I would say, from covering in the paint. He had some good blocks. He had some good contest. I mean, if Jokic is just shooting threes most of the time, you've done something good because his game is inside and I would say from the outside. I'd say from inside out is how he plays his game because he's a great facilitator, of course, but I'm talking about his shooting abilities. You want him in the post. Has probably the best touch out of anyone in the NBA. He has amazing hook shots. His footwork's phenomenal. And his passing ability outside of the post is great. If you're able to guard that somewhat well and make him take threes, when he shoots like 38% to 40% from, which is still a good clip, but it's not 70% from the paint type of thing. If you make 2 paint shots, it's more than 1 3. That's kind of how you look at it. And how Anthony Edwards was playing, he was making 3s and 2s consistently. So it wasn't like if Jokic made 1, you couldn't get 1 back. No, he was able to get 1 back with Anthony Edwards. Jaden McDaniels was pretty good, I would say. He played pretty good defensively. Offensively, not good. Not at all. Mike Conley, a lot of people are going to sleep on him. He made a very big corner 3 at one point and put him up by 4 at one point. That was huge in the fourth, I would say, to keep the momentum on their side. He had over double digits. I mean, he had double-digit points. Good job for Mike Conley. One thing the refs got to talk about is what's tech and what's not. What's too much of a celebration and what's not enough of a celebration to get a tech. Like, Anthony Edwards just stared at the Nugget player. I forgot. I think it was Pope, Caldwell Pope. He just looked at him, or Payne Watson. He just stared at him. And then he gave him a tech. But Jamal Murray hits an and one three-pointer, and he does the finger guns, and he doesn't get anything. Like, what was that? I feel like the refs were very much in the Nuggets' favor today. And that was my personal preference. There was a play in the first half that, let me get the ball real quick. Caldwell Pope. Anthony Edwards has the ball right here. He goes for a shot, or whatever. He tries to sweep in, and Pope hits him right here on the arm. Go bam, and the ball goes up in the air, high, like someone just got hit across the arms, and no call. Nothing at all, and it led to a clear fast break for the Nuggets, which was about a 4-point swing. No call. It was very obvious. All the announcers knew it immediately. You could tell at home that was a foul, and the refs didn't see it. I guess they did not want Anthony Edwards to have a good game. Well, he still did. So, take that. And me, as a Thunder fan, I'm happy with this result. I don't want to play the Nuggets. I'm not saying I want to play the Timberwolves, and I'm not saying, I'm feeling pretty confident that we can beat the Mavericks. You can look at my face. Look right here. This looks like a man that is very confident that their team will beat the Nuggets and beat the Mavericks. I can't even say the name right. I'm trying my best to stay positive when it comes to this Mavericks team because they look real good right now, but we look really good. But we have a long time of rest. I don't know. Anyways, back to the Timberwolves. Great game from Anthony Edwards. Overall, this is sustainable, I feel like. They played a game that you can sustain. This is one of the better defenses in the NBA. Remember, Chris Finch he has to coach from the sideline pretty much. He stays on the bench. He can't stand much. So you have a different coach and filling in for him, just like making the calls and all that. It's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play out, but it worked out well today. It seemed like he made the right decisions. He pulled Naz Reid with 3 minutes to go, put Towns back in. It was about a 7-point game at that point. They extended it to 12. They were able to close out the game. Not bad. He let Naz Reid rock for most of it until he went a Cat back in. When Cat got back in, he did his job. They won the game. Good coaching decisions. Yeah. No harm, no foul. Won the game. But this is sustainable. Naz Reid performing well for just one quarter. That can work. If he does it to that level, double-digit points in the quarter will work. That can happen. He's a 6-man year for a reason. Towns is an all-star, 20 points. That can work. Be consistent on that, though. Don't just have a terrible first half and a good second half. Have good first and second halves. Gobert defensively, tad bit better, but that's very much sustainable. Jaden McDaniels will probably hit more shots. You can probably get an extra 8 to 10 points out of him. That'd be nice. Mike Conley, 10 to 12 points, that's manageable for him. You can do that type of stuff. And then like Monte Morris, hit some shots. This hit you open threes and don't hurt the team. That's pretty much what you got to do. Stuff like that. That's all. But, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, same thing. Just don't hurt the team when you're out there. That's sustainable, though, and they performed in the way that I think is definitely sustainable. The way Anthony Edwards does play, he can score a lot. It's like Donovan Mitchell with the Cavs. He can score a whole lot of points consistently. It's just a matter, can everyone else score? And unlike the Cavs, they have scorers on the Timberwolves. Are they the best all the time? No, but whenever they get on a roll, they don't have to force feed the ball to Anthony Edwards. They can let him get some rest. They can let him take a break, and then let Naz Reid, Towns, Conley even go on the run or whatever they got to do. I'm not Kyle Anderson, but I just wanted to mention Kyle Anderson was also a part of do your job type of thing. But Conley, Towns, Reed, whoever, whenever they're on a roll, you can give them the ball and let them make their plays. So yeah. Nuggets, main thing got to change. Someone's got to be able to guard Anthony Edwards. Aaron Gordon struggled at one point. One-on-one situations, he could get whatever shot he wanted. And it's not because Aaron Gordon's playing bad defense. It's because Anthony Edwards is so quick and his shot release is so high. It's like he goes up here on his max shot is completely vertical. His arms are completely vertical too. It's not, usually you see a form that's kind of like this up, but Anthony Edwards kind of can just flick it when he's up that high. Because he's just like aligned with the hoop pretty much. It's very tough to guard when he has a 40-inch vertical and a guy can just flip it like that. It's very tough. Got to see who's going to be able to guard him. I don't know. Consistent big man work will be interesting to see because that did play into account. Jokic's the only true big man on their team right now. I mean, you have DeAndre Jordan, but he ain't going to get no minutes. At least he probably shouldn't. But you have Nas Reed and Towns who went for over double digits, performed well in the second half. And if Jokic does not put up 40 points, that production's not going to get matched. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen there. Murray's got to play good. Murray's really got to play good. He cannot have that empty first half like he had today. Porter Jr., not a bad game. Just limit down your mistakes. Pope, there was one point he started limping. Hope he's okay. I think he will be. He's got a stinger at one point. Murray's legs got to be good. He's got to be able to play through that somehow. And if he gets hurt, that's going to be really, really tough for this team to be able to deal with that. Deal with the production of the Timberwolves without that. Because their defense is still real good. Their defense on the Timberwolves is really good. It's just a matter is the Nuggets being able to match it. Can they hit the open shots? They had some open threes that they just did not make. Christian Braun played a solid game, I would say. But like Aaron Gordon, not bad offensively, but defensively, again, Anthony Edwards just cooked the entire game. That can consistently happen though. It wasn't like he was taking some ridiculous shots. I mean, late in the fourth quarter he was, but how he got his 25 was manageable. Threes off of screens and pin down. I mean, he just cut, get open shot, mid range. Like he was in shots. He just was. He's just gonna hope he's off one day, which is interesting to see. But like I know with the Thunder, what we would do with guard against him, you could rotate defenders. You gotta be able to switch well whenever you guard him. Whenever he runs a screen and roll, or whatever, whenever he has the ball, you have to press him up enough that he'll have to take a step back, and then you can align with him defensively, and then possibly bring some help over, kick out to the corners. Hope they're missing. Hope the Q Alexander Walkers, hope the Nas Reeds, hope the McDaniels, hope they're missing. If they are, you'll be good. If not, then you're kind of screwed. If they are hitting their shots, you're screwed. So yeah, that's kind of my analysis. I hope this goes to 7, because this was great. And yeah, this will be a fun series. This will be a fun one. And yeah, put in the comments your opinions about this, and hope you have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.